Living in Spain, monthly costs. Now I did a video like this 2 years ago, to the date really, in February 2018. I didn't realise at the time, I was at a picnic bench on a busy road. I had quite a few people and they couldn't hear me. So I've come out to Mazarron mines, one of my favourite places, to do this video for you. Anyway, if you go and get yourself a pen and paper, get yourself a drink as well, because I ain't going to give you no fancy stuff with figures coming up on that screen. I'm just the basic videos. So go and get yourself pen and paper if you want to keep the figures down. I'm going to be babbling for about 10 minutes, so I'm going to press the pause now. If you want to support me, Expat and Mazarron, why not buy the t-shirt? This is what it's going to look like. It costs $12.99 plus postage to most parts of the world. If you don't want to buy the t-shirt, why not buy me a coffee? That would be fantastic. Now both of these links are below the video. The t-shirt offer is in the comments below, and if you want to buy me a coffee is in the description. So I want to thank you, and now you can watch the video. Okay, I've unpaused it now. You're back, you got all your stuff, which is great. Okay, a bit about myself first. So my name's Sean. I've been living in Spain now for 4 years. I've been coming to Spain for over 30 years. I'm married, so me and the wife, we bought ourselves a villa. So we got no mortgage or nothing. We own the villa. We've got a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom property with a swimming pool, which is a luxury, I'll be honest. Big plot of land as well. Now we live in the southeast of Spain, the Costa Clida, the Murcia Region. As I just said, we're just outside the town of Mazarron. Over that way, I live in Campersol. If you want to watch any of the videos about Campersol, I've done loads of them. If you check out my playlist, you can watch about Campersol, but we're not talking about Campersol today. We're talking about monthly costs. Now I'm in my 60s. Me and the wife are both living off our private pensions. Now this year my wife actually will be starting her state pension. So I'm going to be doing another video next year, mainly also to do with the Brexit. I wanted to do this video last year because I thought the Brexit would have been done last March, but it just dragged on. It's been done now. We're moving on with it. We're getting on with it. Will a lot change? I don't know. I don't think so, because since we've been here for the 4 years, I'm still putting in £1,000 sterling every month. I'll just give you a bit more info on that. So back in the UK, we still got our English bank accounts, which are separate. We put our private pensions into that, and then we got a joint account in the UK, and what we tend to do with that is we put in £600 each. So we got 1,200 going in each month in our joint account, and that's building up. I'll tell you about that later on in the extras, but every month we put in £1,000 sterling to be transferred into a Spanish bank account, and that seems to cover us through that month. So every month for both of us we pay our direct debit, and that's health insurance, which is 200. We got a funeral insurance, which is 57.75. Electricity, obviously that's going to differ through the year. Obviously, especially during the summertime, we have the aircon on, vice versa with the pump as well for the pool, and that changes from 60 to 120 a month. We got the internet. Now we just got normal internet, as I class it. We pay $24.19. Now all this includes IVA, which is VAT. With that internet, you can have super duper internet. I think that costs you between 35 to 40 euros a month, but with $24.19 for us is plenty enough. So usually, on average, already out of that £1,000, sorry, 1,000 euros, it's 400. What I'm babbling about there is, when we first arrived in Spain back in 2015, this is before the Brexit was even thought about, we was getting 1,200 plus. Since the Brexit, obviously it's dropped, and last year at one period we got 1,098. Now I always class the euro to the pound one for one, so we always class 1,000 euros, and then anything over that, at the moment we're getting 1,150 plus. So that's our sort of little bonus really. I'll go in more into that, because obviously with the weekly costs, we got food, household goods, car, eating out. Now, depending on how much money left, the eating out part is the bit that we probably back off on. But usually we still eat out 3 or 4 times a month. There's some amazing places there where you can get something really cheap compared to the UK. I'm not going to talk about how much I paid for food. In my last video, I said we were spending about 50 euros a week, which I thought was a lot. But when I looked at it later on, I thought that's cheap. So I'm not going to give you a breakdown on that, but that just gives you some idea out of that 600 euros that's left over. We then got, every 2 months we got water. Now the water will differ as well. Obviously during the hot months, especially July and August, we have to top up that pool probably every week. And so it goes from 47 to 80 euros on average. I think that's cheap personally, but some people here seem to think that's expensive, but I think that's cheap compared to electricity. Okay, now the extras. When I say the extras, that £200 that we put into our UK accounts, we might have to use that as for our extras. TV, well, there's no TV licence here, so that's free. When we moved here, the place that we got had a satellite dish, so we got, around the world stuff. We don't have a phone. What's the point? You got your mobiles. We got free mobiles. Most of them are pay as you go. I usually top up every 2 or 3 months. I put in about 20 euros for that, for top up. Right, bank charges. Most of the banks in Spain charge. You can get some banks here that don't charge, depending on how much money you put in. Now we pay every quarter, which is 24 euros every quarter. Heating. Okay. I bang on about heating a lot. So you got to keep warm in the winter months. Now we got oil heating. Now with the oil heating, that includes our hot water, and we worked it out. It's about 600 euros a year altogether, which I don't think is too bad really. The other part of the extras is your insurances. House insurance was 200. Car insurance was 330. Now obviously that's going to change depending on what size of property you got and what type of car you got. The swimming pool is another one. Now a lot of people here who are richer than us, they've got pool cleaners. Now no doubt this year, now my wife's starting a state pension, we'll probably get a pool cleaner, but at the moment my wife does it, but we still have to pay for chemicals. Now that could vary, I think, between 150, maybe 200, I don't know, because she deals with that. Car maintenance obviously is another thing you've got to think about. Now car tax, we pay up 60 euros a year for. It also depends on the type of car you got. We've only got a small car. ITV, which is like an MOT test. Now that costs about, on average, and that will vary obviously the type of car you got as well. We got a diesel car as well, and that's 52 euros plus if anything that needs fixing. IBA, now IBA is council tax. That comes out in one lump sum, usually about September, October, and that's 500 euros. Now that will depend on the type of property you got. I'm on about if it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. So we pay 500. Now we get on to the horrible bit, tax. I do not understand the tax side. It is so complicated. It's just, I leave it to the wife. But when you first arrive in Spain, you'll be a non-resident, so you have to pay non-resident tax. Now that's paid usually at the end of the year. When we first arrived there, we was numpties, because we didn't know. The actual tax was 68 euros each. But because we didn't understand, we used a lawyer, and the lawyer gave us a bill 500. So we had like 200 administration fee each, So obviously, since then, we've done it ourselves. Well, we haven't done it ourselves. We got an accountant to do that for us. But now we pay resident tax, and that's usually between May and June. Now, we started our resident tax last year. We went to our accountant. He went through the figures, and it was free. We didn't have to pay no tax. Mainly because we got nothing back in the UK. We got no property. We got no huge amount of money in our bank account. So yeah, we didn't pay nothing other than we had to pay the accountant. I think that was about €30, something like that. So another thing is doctors and hospitals I've got here. Now you might need a translator, even if you got private health insurance, because sometimes you might have to go down to the pharmacy. Usually most of the pharmacies here, they do speak quite good English, but some, if you go into the town, they won't speak no English. But anyway, if you get onto the Spanish health system, we're on that this year. I can't speak very well Spanish, not much anyway. And the wife's learning, but you will need a translator. Now that's another added cost, and they differ from about 30 to 40 euros a session. So that's an extra cost. Now I think I've covered it all. I hope I've given you a fair idea about the costs. Now obviously this will differ different parts of the country. Now Barcelona, Madrid, up north, down south, the price may differ slightly now, which is quite hard to understand. My wife goes to the markets sometimes to buy the veg. To me personally, I think going to the supermarket you get a better deal, but anyway, my wife seems to find the veg there. What I like about Spain is whatever's in season is what you get in the shops. If you go to the big supermarkets, obviously it's a bit like back in... We even got Tesco's here now, believe it or not. Yeah, you can pay for it. But yeah, so food's not that bad really. If you shop around, you can get some really good deals. So I hope that's giving you some idea. Anybody that thinks I've missed something, please add it down in the comments. Please put it below, because I know a lot of you guys in Spain watch these videos. And I know quite a few of you. I know Nick out there, he's very good at putting information down, because it's trying to write it. I've been putting this off for so long, and people have been on about me getting it on and sorting it, and I've done it now, but it's probably something I've missed, and if I have, I'm sorry, but please add it below. It gives everybody else a good chance. It's always difficult when you come into Spain, because you want to find out how much money you would need, if you've got enough money to survive on. This Brexit thing, at the moment, thankfully, nothing's going to change. But obviously, end of next year, things could change differently. I'm on about what you might have to bring in. I don't know. Anyway, don't want to go on to that about that. As I always say, keep watching, guys. Yeah. I'll catch you on the next one.